Okay, so what actually I'll take you through is that what is actually the EWM, and also what is the difference between the WM, and as well as what are the new features we have it in the EWM, and also the necessity of the EWM. So EWM, it's first of all you have to remember that it is part of the SAP SCM suite. It's not part of the ERP. So do you know that any reason that why SAP put it as part of SCM suite, this product? Why not actually they put it as part of ERP? Maybe the new guys actually can if you know already these things just like me, I just want to make sure that I want to clear some of the doubts that you already have it.
Okay.
So EWM is part of the SCM suite. So any reason that why it is part of SCM suite?
Because it makes more sense, basically to work with transportation, other parts of the supply chain, the planning. And
exactly. Yeah. So actually, if you look at SAP, the supply chain planning side, they divided. Earlier, we used to call it as SCM. Now, they divided this thing into the two things. One is the SCP. Another, they divided. If you look at the long-term strategy, they divided this thing into supply chain execution. So in the supply chain planning, they have this APO, and then the PPDS and the TPVS, the transportation planning and vehicle scheduling. And in the supply chain execution, we have the EWM, and also we have SNC, and the transportation management, and as well as we have the event management. So the main advantage of by going to the SCM is that in that thing we can use it the planning features of the SCM we can use it in our tool. Is it clear now? Why actually SAP actually built this thing as part of SCM suite, but not an extension to the WM module? Is it clear now? So that's the reason that this EWM, so it uses that the whole feature of the SCM. That means the master data is like the common to the SCM master data only. So whenever if you are going to work in EWM, so first of all we should know that how actually we can transfer the master data from ERP system to SCM system also. So ERP system to the SCM system. So this is the master data. So with respect to the master data, for us the concern with respect to EWM, we'll be only interested only in the master data for the plants, and the shipping points, and the customer master data, and as well as the vendor master data. So apart from that, if you want actually even we can use the business partner master data also if required. So this is the master data. I'm just just giving the overview of these things. And
how does items come in? Items are where is that stored? Is that part of the ERP, or where does that originate?
No, come again. No, come again. The question.
The items, basically item master.
So it's not the item master. I can say that when I say the item, it's like a transaction data. You mean to say the delivery master? Yeah, the source is still the ERP only. The source always starts from ERP. So when I say that ERP means it may be a SAP R3, or it may be even the non-SAP also. It may be a non-SAP system too. So what actually we can do is that we can run this EWM as a standalone the warehouse application, or if you want it we can just integrate with any of the other legacy systems also. So if I just want to actually talk about the features of any warehouse management system, you might be already knowing that you might be receiving the goods. This is which is already provided as part of the WM module.
Correct.
And so there's nothing much difference in this side in the inbound side in the outbound side also. So this is anyway the standard thing that has to be provided. And apart from that, it has to provide that the VAS functionality. That's nothing but called as the value-added services, which will be going through one by one each of these things, value-added services, and it has to provide the inbound side. I can see that the decon functionality is also called as the deconsolidation. So I'm just want to know that whether you know these basic words or not. The deconsolidation, what is that thing? Maybe somebody actually new people actually they can talk about this deconsolidation. Yeah, what is the deconsolidation?
Is it more like, are you talking about the cross-docking kind of functionality, or is that
It's not exactly like a cross-docking, okay, but just like, okay, the common deconsolidation, like, okay, suppose you got like, okay, two kinds of mix, like, okay, assuming like both Coke and Pepsi, you got it in one crate, and then you want to store them, okay, separately.
Okay, so basically you have multi-SKU pallets coming in, you want to sort it out or something like that.
Exactly. So the best way, okay, yeah, the best way you are going to repack and then, okay, sort it out, okay. So there are like, okay, a lot of strategies, okay, we are going to apply it here. So in the inbound thing, okay, we have something called as, okay, the put away strategies. And in the outbound side, okay, we have, okay, the picking strategies. So, yeah. So in the decon, okay, and apart from that, okay, we need to have the functionality of the kit to order and, okay, the kit to stock. Okay, so that means, okay, suppose if a particular customer actually orders a particular materials as a kits only, that means, okay, suppose like, okay, he want to combine a TV plus, okay, the power regulator and, okay, the some other like, okay, the assuming that, okay, it may be the VCR and all the other like, okay, cables, okay, I just want to make a kit and then I want to deliver to the customer. So sometimes, okay, I'll be making these kits for a specific order and also, okay, as a kit to stock also. And even, okay, I should be able to integrate with my production supply areas. And the most important feature of, okay, EWM is, okay, the process oriented storage control. So what is this process oriented storage control? The name itself is saying that to this thing. What is a process oriented storage control? Suppose like, okay, I got, okay, some iron bolts into my GR area. So I just want to, okay, send it through a work center where actually I want to paint it, okay. So where actually I want to consume, okay, some of the materials like, okay, paint, and as well as, okay, some of the labor also I want to track it also, how much each person is spending it also. And then, okay, I want to, okay, finally store it also. Same thing, okay, I want to do the process oriented storage control even the outbound side also. Outbound side means I just want to pick some of the goods and then I want to paint it and then I want to deliver it to the customer before I deliver to the customer. So that's a process oriented storage control. And the next feature is that, okay, the layout oriented storage control. So what is this layout oriented storage control? Suppose like, okay, in my warehouse, I cannot put the goods directly into the target. Suppose like if I want to move the goods from point 1 to point 3, I cannot move directly. It has to always go the goods from point 1 to point 2 and then it has to go to point 3 only. Suppose, okay, point 2 may be a, okay, conveyor also. Suppose, okay, from here to here the goods I'm sending it through conveyor and from here to here, okay, I'm sending the goods through a forklift also. Okay, so like these things, okay, like automated kind of, okay, the conveyor functionality, okay, I should have it. And
Hey, it's really a question there.
Yeah, please go ahead.
On the layout oriented storage control, now how is that physically executed? Does it create tasks to be executed as part of the RF functionality?
Yeah, first actually, you know that, okay, the source is this thing and the target is this thing. So in the configuration, first actually what it will do is that, okay, it will create a warehouse task from P1 to P3 in the waiting status. Okay. But first it will create a task from P1 to P2 in the active status. So when you confirm the task from P1 to P2, then it will create another task automatically from P2 to P3. So it is like more or like a cyclic kind of action. So this can be like, okay, between P1 to P3, okay, there can be more than, okay, n number of points also. And okay, one may be a conveyor and one may be a forklift and another may be like, okay, the auto guided vehicle, it can be anything. Okay. So okay, so another feature of, okay, the EWM is that, okay, it has to provide the RF feature. So like, okay, it's like any other warehouse management module, okay, you should have a functionality, okay, to work with the RF gun, so that, okay, where actually we should be able to develop like a different RF screens, okay, for the different users also. So that, okay, suppose like a unloader want a different kind of screen, whereas, okay, the picker want to have a different kind of screen. This is the one thing. And even my EWM, okay, I should be able to handle, okay, the exception handling also. This is the most important part of the EWM. Suppose like exception means what are all examples like, okay, it may be the pick denial also. Okay. So what is this, okay, the pick denial?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, what is a pick denial actually? This actually I just want to talk about, okay, one line, okay, one point also that you just want to be getting all these things.
I mean,
So
are you
exception
talking
handling.
about excess or something like that? Try to pack
Exactly.
more.
Okay. Suppose like, okay, picker. Okay, he went to a particular bin, okay, assuming that, okay, the stock may not be found. Okay. So what exactly, okay, I want to do when the exception occurred? Suppose like what actually I can do? Okay, do the replenishment also, or okay, what I can say is that, okay, trigger a workflow in case of an exception. So like all these kind of, okay, the automated features, okay, in case of like exception. So this exception may be like, okay, it may be a pick denial, or it may be like a bad quality of the stock, okay, or okay, assuming that, okay, what I want to do is that, okay, I went to a particular bin but there is no stock available. So what I want to do, the warehouse worker, is that, okay, I want to make sure them, okay, to enter the exception, and it should take me to the to scan the new bin automatically, like, okay, the bin denial. Is it clear now?
Hello, excuse me.
Yeah.
If you have any is there in picking rules, that means it will pick, no?
No. See, let's assume that, okay, you already created a warehouse task to pick from a particular bin.
Okay.
Okay. See here, okay, you got an order and you created a pick task. Now
Okay.
you know that, okay, the stock is available in a particular bin, and okay, you created a task to pick from the particular bin.
Yes, okay.
Now the worker actually went to the particular bin to pick the goods, but okay, unfortunately the stock is not available there.
Okay.
So what is the next step? Usually what you will be doing it.
The picker goes to the next bin and picks it where
Next
the
bin.
material is lying.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
It may be like, okay,
replenish.
yeah, exactly. It may be like going to the next bin, or it may be the replenishment also, or sometimes, okay, just put
Okay.
that complete like a denial itself. The pick itself is got denied.
They are sorting it out basically.
Exactly. So the delivery has to be get adjusted automatically also.
Okay.
So like, okay, these are like, okay, 3 different types of scenarios, okay, which we should be able to handle it for one single exception.
Okay.
So this is like, okay, one way only. But okay, let's say that, okay, I'm a warehouse worker, I went to pick up a particular goods, but the quality of the goods is not correct actually. What you want to do it there?
I mean,
Check a different bin or what?
No, see, let's take, okay, checking a different bin, but okay, I want to utilize my labor efficiently, so that, okay, he want to enter the exception, so that I want to send a notification to the quality team also, so that, okay, somebody can come and, okay, do the scrapping automatically, or okay, they want to come and, okay, send the stock to the quality inspection also, or okay, I want to move the whole goods in the bin to the quality team area, or maybe I want to send them to the scrapping area where I want to take some decision also. So any further follow-on activity, I want to trigger it as a next action to the exception.
Workflow.
It's a kind of workflow only, as simple as such. That.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take you to the configuration that, okay, how we can actually, okay, configure these things.
Okay.
And the most important, okay, of this thing is that, okay, the
Labor.
labor management. Okay, then the labor management, okay, we should be able to do that, okay, the execution, and as well as, okay, the planning also. Okay, so this is the feature actually, it has to be covered by my warehouse, and okay.
Physical inventory.
Sorry? Yeah, that's why anyway, it's like, okay, part of, yeah, like, okay, anyway, part of any individual, okay. Like I can say that, okay, the inventory process also. And okay, the most important part is that, okay, the MFS. This is the main advantage of, okay, the EWM. The material, okay, the flow system process, okay, where actually my EWM system, okay, directly has to talk to the PLCs. So what is a PLC?
Application.
No, what is a PLC? Suppose, let's say this thing, okay, in a warehouse, if you look at any big warehouses, okay, how actually it's controlled, okay, nobody, like, no manual labor, okay, I just want to have, okay, I'm having, okay, some conveyor belts, or, okay, you may have this ASRS, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like automatic system, okay, like, okay, put away and as well as the retrieval systems.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you actually talk to these things? Okay, how these, like, okay, my conveyors are controlled normally?
they are, yeah,
Suppose,
they are
okay.
basically the PLC is basically the programmable logic control.
Yeah, programming logical control.
Fine.
Exactly. Suppose, let's say that, okay, from P1 to P2, okay, I have a conveyor belt, and okay, from point P2 to point 3 actually, okay, I have a crane also. You got it now?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when I say that, okay, suppose, okay, when I say that, okay, I want to move the goods from P1 to P3, what it has to do is that, okay, first actually it has to send a telegram to this conveyor system. It's a conveyor motor is running here. So it has to send a signal to this conveyor so that, okay, this motor runs and then, okay, it takes the goods from P1 to P2 and then, okay, send the telegram back to my EWM. And then, okay, again my EWM system gives a signal to the crane, yeah, take these goods from P2 to P3 also. So like, okay, it's like a sequence of telegrams has to be exchanged. Is it clear now? So my EWM system, okay, it can directly talk to the PLCs directly using the software called as, okay, the SAP PLC. Okay, the SAP, okay, the plant connectivity. So which actually you don't have this feature in WM module. So the WM module actually, if you want to talk to the PLC, what you may be doing as of now? I think some of you already worked on the WM module.
Is it like
Use
also?
mobile data entry.
No, mobile data entry is different, but if you want to talk to the conveyor belts or if you want to talk to the cranes, what you are doing as of now? We don't have any, no actually, we don't have any control actually. What the only option in WM is that, okay, we have only this thing, WM TOQ IDOC is the only option we have it.
I don't.
Like, okay, the transfer order confirmation, we just tell the conveyor that, okay, or okay, the PLC, just I want to do this thing. Rest and all will be taken care by that, okay, the warehouse management system. So we don't need to have any the warehouse, okay, we don't need to have any separate warehouse control unit if you use EWM. Is it clear now?
Okay.
So this is the main advantage of, okay, by using the EWM. Okay, so when you just, okay, go to that, okay, the any of the customer place, okay, we can say that, okay, suppose they may simply ask that, okay, yeah, I'm already having WM, okay, what's the necessity? Yes, you can use MFS, okay, you can use the RF and you can use the labor management also, you can use the exception handling, you can use the kit to stock, kit to order, you can use the process oriented storage control, you can use the layout oriented storage control also. And the most important thing, okay, at the end is that, okay, the EWM monitor and as well as, okay, the easy graphics framework also. Is it clear now? So with a single place, okay, where we can see that, okay, what is happening, okay, in my warehouse. Suppose like, okay, this monitors, okay, we can customize it based on the role. Suppose like, okay, I'm a picking manager, I can customize it so that, okay, it gives me the report, complete reporting that, okay, how many picks are still waiting it, or what are completed on time, okay, which cannot be completed on time, okay, I can calculate the productivity, so labor management monitoring, and then, okay, I can even look at the performance documents also. So every monitoring, okay, is available, okay, in the single place for us.
And is it in the graph form?
Yes, if you want actually, that's what, okay, it's having, okay, in the two formats. One is the tabular format, another is that, okay, the EasyF format, that's the easy graphics framework format. So even you can see that, okay, what are the doors occupied, okay, how many doors are still pending, or okay, which doors can be opened also, and what is the load activity in each area, everything you can frame it, and then we can create whatever the reports we want it also. And okay, from EWM 7.2, what we can do is that, okay, even actually, okay, we can integrate, okay, the XLCS, okay, I think some of you might have already heard this word XLCS.
Yeah.
Dashboard.
Yeah, the dashboard reporting. So even actually, okay, we can integrate, okay, the standard content is available, okay, where actually I can integrate, okay, the dashboard reporting also in EWM. And anyway, as usual, okay, we have the features like, okay, the cross-docking, like anyway, like normal, and then, okay, the transportation cross-docking, we have it. And okay, anyway, the packing functionalities and also the pack spec, that is a packaging specification. We'll be seeing this thing like, okay, how you are going to pack the goods also. So these are all the functionalities, okay, which we have it. So any other functionality you expected in the any warehouse module management, and which is it like something is missing in the EWM? You can just ask me some questions also, so that we can see that, okay, whether it is possible or not also.
And we have to mention yard management.
Yeah, ad management is there, so that, okay, where we can check the trucks in, and then, okay, check out the trucks from a particular check-in point, and then you can assign truck to the door. So it's like a lean ad management. It's not like a full-fledged ad management where you can plan the ad activities, but it's like a lean ad management is available in the system. Yeah, if you want actually, yeah.
When we are talking about the MHE control, right, whatever you call the WCU or the MCS, whatever, what all protocols does it support? Does it support all the
OPC
socket and all that stuff?
Yeah, so it supports the OPC protocol. The OPC is like Open Partner Connectivity Kit. It's like, okay, I can say that, okay, most of the PLC providers, okay, support this particular protocol. Okay. So that's the protocol, okay, which it exchanges directly the telegram. So SAP actually having its own software called as SAP PLC. So SAP EWM, okay, talks to this particular software called as SAP PLC, and this PLC can talk to any other PLC hardware control unit.
And with different any of the TCP/IP suites, is it like
exactly? Yeah, usually okay. Yeah, okay. It can talk to Siemens also, and it can talk to Dematrix. And okay, even actually okay, like most of the, I think, I don't know whether you have heard this thing, okay, called a ladder logic.
No, I have not.
Okay, it's basically the programming for the PLC. Okay, so it can just provide that, okay, the OPC standard. Okay, so it can talk to any of these particular hardware units. So basically it's only a small telegram only. So the telegram, okay, we'll be sending it as a structure of the data, and that structure will be automatically converted to the telegram by the PLC software, and then it will be sent it to the hardware. And hardware, okay, the telegram hardware signal, it will be treated as a ABAP structure inside EWM program. That's all. Very simple thing only. Okay, so so there's no rocket science inside this thing. And apart from that, okay, anyway, like okay, the standard things like okay, the any SAP, like okay, it is having that, okay, the features of like okay, the batch management and all this stuff also. So now can you just okay, expect that, okay, because you may already work in the field, that okay, whether any process should be available in a warehouse module, okay, but which is not there in the EWM, would you expect something? If it would have been better.
I mean, is there any environment, health and safety service?
Okay, we have something actually, but it's not like okay, the,
I mean, for the hazardous material.
Yeah, it's not so actually okay, it's not so elaborate. I can say that what only thing is that in the material master, okay, you can just put that, okay, the flag like okay, environment, okay, like EH and flag only, but we don't have any special functionality available in the EWM model. You have to still handle it that in the ERP only.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, but what we can do is that, okay, if suppose assuming that, okay, if a material is a hazardous material and you want to provide some special picking instructions, or you want to group those particular materials from like a pick by the specialty kind of devices actually. So what we can do is that, okay, we can put the control like so that, okay, the put away can be in a specific way, or okay, the picking I can control it in a specific way, or the packing also going through separate work centers for the hazardous goods. Those things I can control it.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have to create
point,
any
right?
special movement type for that?
No need of it. See, one thing I'll tell you, we don't create any specific movement types for this thing. What we execute in EWM is only from the warehouse execution point of view only. Okay, for the IM side, actually we don't do anything, we don't treat them as separate way.
Okay.
In the EWM side, it's more like, okay, the way typically the operations happen in a warehouse, that's what actually covers in the EWM. So they did not put any of those things, okay, here.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have one question. In the picking rules, you can implement anywhere. I mean to say in the vendor level or customer level and plant level.
I could not get your question actually. What is the picking means by the plant level means? Actually, I did not get that question.
No, picking rules is there. No, it will be there is some picking rules is there. No.
Yeah, exactly.
So picking rules will applicable which stage in the means customer level or material level?
It should be like a FIFO, SLED.
No. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you. No. Let's take this example. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever be the way we want it, okay, we can configure it. Suppose like, okay, for a particular customer, I want to pick like this thing. We can still go ahead and I can configure it. Or okay, for a particular area, if I'm doing picking, I want to do picking like this thing. So it is like, okay, moreover like, okay, the storage type, is it clear now? from
Yeah.
where actually I want to pick it up, okay, that picking strategy I can guide it whatever the way I want it actually. What picking strategy it has to do it.
Yeah, that means the picking strategy may be the batch level, maybe expiry date level. Say it is something.
Exactly. Yeah. Suppose like okay, let's take this example that okay, I always okay want to pick the goods okay which are going to expire soon.
Yes.
Okay, so that kind of strategy, okay, I can always okay go ahead and I can configure, or okay like last in first out, or okay let's take this example. I want to pick so that okay what I want to do is that okay loose cottons okay should be minimal.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, is it clear now?
Yeah. Understand. I got it.
Okay. Okay, so this is like okay one of the example I can say that okay for the pick strategy, what kind of pick strategies I can configure it. Or okay, one more thing I can do is that okay, the best way of picking such a way that okay, and I forgot to actually mention okay one of the feature okay the most important feature of this EWM is that okay the slotting and rearrangement.
Okay.
So what is actually the purpose of slotting and rearrangement?
Srini, I have one question related to
Yeah,
the
please go
picking
ahead.
strategy.
Yeah.
Suppose I have, say, certain characteristics based on which I need to pick the material. These may be dynamic, means it can change from, say, depending upon my weather condition, or it may change depending upon how my business is run, or depending upon the demand, how I need to pick the material. So, can these things be taken care of?
Okay. Now, before that thing, okay, I just want to ask you some of the question is that okay, you are saying that okay, based on the season, okay, you want to adjust these things, right?
Yes.
Okay. That means okay, you know the material which you are going to pick it up.
Yes.
Okay. So in the material master in EWM, okay, we have the fields which okay we can just change the simple settings so that it can control the whole picking and put away strategies. So that okay, if I put a particular control indicator, it follows that particular picking strategies.
Okay.
So okay, for the simple example, okay, I think some of you, I think you might have already missed some of the class last Friday. Okay, last week, okay, what actually we created is that okay, we just created one of the material master. Okay. We created one material, okay, which is called as okay Hyderabad rice, okay, in the warehouse, okay, EHDP, and then okay our business partner is okay the BP underscore okay HYDP.
Srini, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, I'm thinking, can I have a picking strategy based on the unit of measure for a material?
Sorry, 1 minute actually, I'll just answer your question actually before I just, okay, let me finish this thing. Yeah.
So let's say I have a product.
1 minute. Okay, let me, just a minute, I'll just, let me
No problem,
finish
no
this thing
problem.
first.
Take your time.
Just a minute. So if you look at the, okay, there is a place called as okay the warehouse data. What actually I can do is that okay, I can control the which process has to take place, and okay I can control the indicators like okay the put away control indicators and the stock removal control indicators. So by just controlling these particular fields here, the whole actually the picking and as well as the put away process, okay, I can change it based on the season. That's what actually the slotting and rearrangement do. Suppose like slotting means what actually, suppose let's take this example. In the summer actually, okay, we may have like the summer wear as a fast moving item, but whereas when the winter comes it like okay the winter apparel actually is a fast moving item. So I want to actually change the position in my warehouse so that okay, it should be like very easy for me to pick up, or my travel distance calculation should be minimal in summer.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so these kind of strategies, that is what actually the slotting and rearrangement, okay, comes into the picture. Or the best way, okay, to store the goods in my warehouse to minimize the space, to minimize my picking cost, to minimize my put away cost also.
Okay.
So that's what, okay, and then okay, I'll be rearranging these things. The rearrangement means okay, I'll be okay putting my put away control indicators changing so that the goods will be automatically moved to the particular storage areas. Yeah. Now we'll want to go for the question actually. What's the question?
Yeah,
Hello?
my question is,
Yeah.
can we design a picking strategy based on the unit of measure? So, for example, I have a product, and I'm saying that 10 cases make one layer,
Okay.
and let's say 100 cases make one pallet, one full
Yes.
pallet.
Yes.
So let's
Storage
say
and picking.
if I have an order of 110 cases,
Yes.
then I want the system to create two orders, one for one layer and one for one full pallet, and I would be maintaining all the layers in my one particular storage type.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I got it. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I got your question that okay, let's take this example that okay, I'm putting like okay 100 Coke, okay, is like okay one pallet, okay, I'm putting it.
Correct.
Now I got a request for okay 110 Coke. So ideally okay, it has to pick okay one pallet plus okay 10 loose from the loose area. Right.
Okay.
Is this the way you want to
Actually,
pick it up?
I know that would be open cases. I don't want that. We have something like the layers, the pallets, and then open cases.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
basically 100 Coke basically is one pallet, but
Yes.
10 Coke pieces make up one case for one layer.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's what like okay, I just want to pick like one case here.
Correct.
Okay, and these pallets actually assuming that okay, I'm putting them in a one storage area S1, and okay, cases actually I store them in a separate storage type called as S2. So what actually it has to do is that okay, it has to create okay two transfer orders. So first transfer order okay to pick one pallet, and then okay the second one okay it has to pick a separate transfer order. I mean to say that it's a transfer order. It will be creating it. It will create okay for this case actually. You can do that thing.
Okay.
Is this actually, that's what actually, if you look at the same concept, like, okay, the loose cotton should be minimal. So, what we can do is that, okay, we can create a packaging specification for a case and as well as for one pallet also.
Okay.
So, when I say that, okay, the packaging actually that should be minimal, so first what it will do is that, it will create a transfer order for one pallet and then, okay, one transfer order for case so that it will create two transfer orders.
Okay.
And then okay, it can be executed by the two different pickers also.
So that means in the material master data for unit of measure, you have to define both, right?
It's not in the unit of measurement. I can say that okay, this okay anyway you will be doing the unit of measurement in the conversion, but these things actually had to put it in a separate two packaging specifications.
Okay.
Okay.
But in that
Suppose like yeah.
In that case, I have to store the product in S2 S pieces, right? In that particular handling unit type or pallet type. Correct?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's something I mean we don't want to do. Okay.
No.
I mean, it's
See,
creating more paperwork.
yeah, it's like okay, creating okay, you have to create okay more pack specs only, but okay,
Yes.
if you want to drive them strategically, that's the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no option, but what you can do is that at the end actually we have the excellent baddies available,
Okay.
and then okay, whatever the way you want to split those things, okay, we can just go ahead and okay, we can do that thing actually.
Okay. Thank you.
No problems. Okay, I hope this answers your question.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you.
Srini, I have got one question.
Yeah.
So in our business, actually, the pallets, I mean, the product is like granules, polypropylene and all. So the pallets, full pallets, and there will be a partial pallets.
Okay.
So the first I need to pick the partial pallets, and then it has to go to the full pallets, and that two partial pallets with two lots. If the grade might be same, but the two lots of partial pallets has to pick first, and then later partial pallet, and then later go to the full pallet.
Okay. Now my question is
So
that okay,
is
do you want?
it can be mapped
I just before this thing I just want one question. Do you want to assign this work to the same worker, or you want to assign the work to the two different workers? Because if it is two different workers, you can't.
No, I want
Then you
to
have to
assign
have two
FLTs.
Sorry? No. See, my question is that, okay, you want
No,
to pick
there
the first
are
two small
FLTs
ones.
like I can, yeah.
No. Yeah, that is agreed. But for the picking
Yeah.
side, okay, do you want to assign this work to the same picker or to the two different separate workers?
It depends upon the storage type where it is placed.
Yeah, where is it physically?
No, same
Is
picker.
it two
Same
different
picker.
locations?
No, see, if it is actually two different locations and by two different
No,
pickers.
same location.
Okay, that's what my question. If it is the same location by the same picker, still you can control it. What you can do is that, okay, we have a sort strategy. So the transfer orders, okay, you can sort it based on the different
Okay.
criteria. So that when the guy is going to execute the from RF gun, right? First
Okay.
he gets these two first, and then next he will do the another thing.
No,
You
we
got-
are not using RF gun. We are using a VMT,
What is that?
vehicle mounted terminals. We are going to fix to the
Yeah.
FLTs. FLTs we are going to assign these resources to pick away.
Yeah.
So it system automatically it has to propose the two
Exactly.
lots, combination of
See.
two lots and partial.
Yeah. So that's what, when I use the word, okay, RF gun
Yeah.
means, okay, it may be like a handheld gun or it may be a truck mounting device also.
Truck mounted.
Sorry to use this word actually, RF gun, but when I say the word RF gun, it may be a handheld or it may be a truck mounting also.
Truck mounted, yeah.
So when I assign the work to this particular warehouse worker, all the
Yeah.
work actually
Okay.
which goes to the RF gun or which goes to the truck mounting goes as a part of like a queue only. Okay, so that particular queue, I have to sort it such a
Okay.
way that, okay, he has to pick the first two transfer orders first, and then he has to pick the full one next, like okay, the heavy one next. Is it clear?
Okay, yeah,
If it is by
yeah, I
two
got it.
different, okay, yeah, if it is by two different pickers, I cannot give guarantee, right?
No, then the two
Okay.
COs will be
It will be
split.
dynamic, normal.
No, sorry, I think there's a confusion. Yeah, go ahead.
Not normally it would be a dynamic, like if we assign a 4 FLTs, so
Yeah.
first, hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean if we assign these tasks like 50 tasks to the 4 FLTs, first who confirms the task, then only he is going to get a next task.
Yes.
So how to control these tasks? First we have to pick as per the strategy.
Okay, so that actually
That's my
we don't
question.
have. That actually is the standard. We don't have the feature. So what we have to do is that, okay, you have to write a baddie for this thing, so that, okay, first once this task is confirmed, then only make the other task as active.
Yeah, for that FLT.
Exactly. So for that, okay, that FLT you can treat it as like, okay, the destination of this thing, but the standard wise, okay, we cannot do this thing actually. If it is like 4 different people, and then, okay, once that guy do, then only it has to be activated, means, okay, we don't have that thing.
Can't it be
If you have any
prioritized?
bad,
Yeah, we have actually
If
lot
you
of
have-
baddies. Okay, I can just, okay, take you through that, okay, the each user exit, okay, and then we can talk that, okay, how all we can use the various user exits also.
okay, thank you.
But
Thank
actually,
you.
if it is like a same user, okay, who is going to do these things, but to my idea actually, okay, without using user exit, still by controlling the working queue itself, I think we can do this thing. That's what, okay, I think maybe you can just send me the email. I can
Okay.
just think of the various possibilities of the config with, because most of the times what I do is that I try to solve the issue with config itself only.
Okay.
It's like moreover like representing the data only.
Okay, sure, Srini, I'm going to send you this requirement.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so that I can just think it off.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Now, yeah. So, what actually, okay, we just, okay, discussed about the features of EWM, and as well as, okay, how are, okay, picking strategies, put away strategies, what is MFS, what is exception handling, RF, process oriented, layout oriented, and the inbound, and as well as the outbound, okay. So these are all the features of, okay, the EWM. So do you expect, okay, any other features in any warehouse management module? Like any other questions you have it at present before I go to the start to the
The quality
actual
management?
SAP? Sorry?
Quality management.
quality management, okay, we have it, okay, that's anyway, it's available, but okay, it's not like, okay, as good as, okay, SAP R3QM. It's like a lean quality management. So if you want to have a full-fledged quality management, what we can do is that, okay, I can integrate my SAP EWM with SAP QM also. So we can integrate these things so that, okay, the guys who are doing the quality checks, they can do it in SAP R3QM, but the results can be passed back to EWM. Okay. So we can still do, yeah. So we can still do like, okay, 40% of the QM module, whatever you can do it in R3 QM, but not like all features, like, okay, you don't have like, okay, something like dynamic sampling, or okay, you have a complex sampling rules. We have something, okay, like very lean
Quality
QM
inspection
module.
engine.
Yeah, we have the QIE is available, but it's not like, okay, so elaborate like R3 QM module.
Okay.
It's not like a full-fledged one. It has like, okay, the limited features only.
And whatever the settings we have to do, we have to do in SAP ECC, right?
Yeah, no, you can do it as, suppose that's what, you can still do with EWM alone, but if you want to have like, okay, the very, very detailed level of QM, okay, then you have to integrate these things only. It's like a very simple thing only. So what it will do is that in the EWM, I have an inbound delivery. What it will do is that it will create an inspection document.
Yeah.
And then, okay, this inspection document, okay, it will be transferred to ERP. Okay, there
So
actually the
I'm
guy
asking-
actually will be executing it, and only the results will be received to, okay, results to EWM.
Yeah, the master inspection characteristic we can define in ECC, right? Rather
Yes,
than
yes.
EWM.
Yeah,
Like
that suppose
That's what
here, okay, if you go to
Yeah.
the most of the clients, if they already have a QM, they might have already the QM in R3, so they don't want to do the QM again in EWM.
Exactly, yeah, that's it.
So that's the reason, okay, what we can do is that, okay, we can integrate this thing, okay, with the R3 QM, so I can, okay, take you through the steps that, okay, what all need to be done, okay, to integrate ERP QM with EWM also.
I mean, we can transfer the data from master inspection characteristics to EWM.
Yeah, you
From
can,
R3 system?
no, we don't
No,
have
right?
that. No.
We don't have that feature. Okay.
No, we don't have it. So what you have to do is that you have to still create that, okay, the sampling rules and as well as the inspection
Everything, yeah,
characteristics, okay?
exactly.
So everything you have to create locally in EWM. So we don't have that feature available in EWM. Actually, it's better to have it, but we don't have it.
I mean, mostly people they use only two codes.
Yeah,
One is
basically
for
like, okay, if,
sampling.
yeah, because I'll tell you one thing. If the guys are already having QM in ERP, they don't do it in again in EWM. As simple.
Again, EWM.
Yeah, it's more of the business side.
Then, Srini, I have a question.
Yeah.
Then what about inventory management process?
No, inventory management, okay,
That
still
you
I
have
can
in
do
EWM.
it in EWM only. So I can do the physical counting, cycle counting, everything in EWM, and whatever the differences, I can still post it in EWM only. And then the stock transfer, okay, it will be like stock changes, stock type postings, everything will go back to the ERP.
Yeah, yes.
So the cycle counting, everything I'll be doing in EWM only.
So the movement types are integrated.
Yeah, movement types, okay, will be automatically integrated.
Okay.
Okay, so what actually you can do still is that, yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about cycle counting?
Yeah, both. All.
Suppose like, okay, let's take this, okay, the cycle counting means, okay, usually, okay, you want to do like, okay, the periodic counting,
Continuous inventory.
or okay, that like, okay, the continuous inventory also. And one more thing, okay, I can say is that, okay, the whenever if the quantities actually become zero, then I want to do the cycle counting also.
Zero check.
So zero quantity, I can say that, okay, the best word, okay, whenever if the quantities are become actually zero, okay, then actually I want to initiate the counting automatically. Is it clear now? Like, okay, various features. So basically it's like, okay, creating the physical inventory document only at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So physical inventory document creation, and then, okay, posting this document only, if there is any difference in the stock. Okay, and okay, what else actually we have is that, okay, suppose if you want to
I have one
integrate,
question.
like, okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. As far as my physical inventory is concerned, there is no, in our business, there is no loss or gain in the, quantity. A loss of one quantity is the gain of another quantity. A loss of one grade or one material is the gain of another material. So this is what we have. We do not have any, loss that it is not there. Or so how to handle that?
one thing actually, I just want to, okay, maybe I don't know whether I understand this question correctly or not.
No, he's telling that if
Yeah, EWM actually does not do any accounting stuff also, first of all.
Okay.
So whatever actually it treats like, okay, whether it is less than 1 or okay plus 1, it just treats it like a stock attribute only.
now if it is a different material, he's telling that if you found a different material for that material which we are doing cycle counting, how the adjustments are going to be done.
He's basically asking, if there is
Yeah.
skew substitution kind of thing.
Yeah. So what you
Okay,
have to do
well,
is that, okay, you have to handle it like, okay, just like, okay, you have to do the physical counting for that separate material, but if you, while doing physical counting, if you find this material, you cannot directly handle that thing in the systemically. You have to handle the normal procedure only, like, okay, you just, okay, post this one quantity as like a difference, and then okay,
And
post
distribute
it to the
the other
particular
quantity.
material stock. Suppose like, okay, while counting for M1, okay, I found a deficiency of 1 here. So just,
And
okay,
I found
post it as a
M2.
deficient 1. But okay, you found it as M2. Okay, just okay, add 1 to this
Add
quantity
that,
of okay
yes.
M2. That's
Exactly.
all actually I can say. It's like very simple only. It's like, okay, but it does not handle that, okay, yeah, whether I'm actually, if I found this another M2, okay, how to handle it. But that's what I'm telling you that, okay, but what I can say is that, okay, let's assume that, okay, you are doing through the RF gun, or okay, assuming that, okay, you are doing, okay, going to the each material and then, okay, you scan a particular material. Let's take this example. I'm telling you the actual warehouse, okay, the warehouse worker is doing the physical counting, and assuming that in a particular bin, he was supposed to contain the material M1, but it contains material M2, then if the material is not expected is correct, what we can do is that, okay, we can trigger an exception so that, okay, it can trigger a physical inventory document automatically,
For both the
right,
materials.
okay? Yeah, it can for both the materials, or okay, we can do whatever the code we write it here, okay, or okay, for M2 alone also.
Yeah, we can do the write-off and then we can do lost and found so that it just creates a material document and an accounting document for that.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
let me give you one example. For example, we have a large warehouse in which all the rice is stored, right? A prime quality rice is stored. Okay, so whatever we found, rice is a material, it is a kind of material that it can easily leak out from the sacks, right? So
Yeah.
if whatever is found on the floor, we just have to collect it and we need to keep it separately. So this means the prime rice will be created into the non-prime. So this is how the physical inventory needs to be done. So
Yeah,
the
usually, okay, you will
loss
be
of
moving them
prime-
to the separate areas most of the times.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, okay, what we'll be doing is that we'll be moving to the separate area, and there actually,
999.
okay, yeah, and yeah. So it's like, okay, not WM relevant movement.
I know, but the thing is, that's the example I can give.
Yeah. See, that's what. One thing I just want to reiterate is that, okay, it's just like a purely the execution system only. Okay, so what you can do is that, okay, you can just trigger the exception and then, okay, you can just move it to the scrap department, or okay, you can move it to the quality inspection, or okay, you can just bring it to a separate department, and then, okay, somebody actually just want to put it, or somebody can go and adjust the stock also.
Okay.
Okay, so like, okay,
So
these are like, okay,
whatever
the
we-
very common feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So whatever we found on the floor, we can raise an exception and then we can move it to the separate location and then we can do
Yeah,
it.
that's all. Okay, so what you can do is that, okay, let's take this example. While, okay, I'm doing a scanning, I found a different material. What I can do is that, okay, with an exception, I can create a transfer order so that another picker actually can come and pick these goods to that location also. So all these things, okay, I can automate all these things.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know, okay, actually you got a chance to look at the Caterpillar, okay, or the Ford warehouses. Maybe you can see these processes, okay, daily. Or okay, the Granger also. Okay, so, and okay, so, yeah.
Hey, I have a question as to how the transportation plays a role here and how the integration works basically, because if I'm now shipping direct to
We don't
consumer,
have any,
right?
no, we don't have any planning actually here in the transportation planning. What we have is that, okay, we can only create a
So how does it
transportation
work?
unit only.
Now, assuming, SAP EWM is implemented with a direct-to-consumer warehouse, right?
Yeah.
You get your orders and they have to go ship out, say UPS, FedEx or USPS.
package?
Or how does, who makes the determination upstream to say, okay, this order has to go using this carrier and where are the labels printed and all that? How does that work in real time?
So that's what actually, okay, to combine these deliveries, okay, see, what you can do is that, okay, we have, okay, the route determination.
Route determination. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the route determination. So whenever if I say the word route determination, still you have two options. Okay, you are using EWM means, okay, by the time, okay, you might have already the ERP might be already live also, so you might have decided that, okay, the route determination already might have happened in ERP.
Okay.
So that feature, okay, you can just use it. Otherwise, okay, you can still, okay, use it, okay, the SCM route determination.
Okay.
I mean, it segregates whether it is going by flight, by train, by truck, or by ship.
Yeah. Yeah. So that you can do it, but okay, one more problem here. But here one problem is that, okay, still if you want to group your deliveries, okay, no, I want to group all my deliveries into particular shipment. So the shipment planning feature is not at all still available in EWM. So still you have to do it in the outside.
Okay.
And then, okay, you need to combine them as one transportation unit. Yes, okay, these are the deliveries. Okay, I'm just going to combine in this particular shipment. And then, okay, you want to assign all these things, okay, into what a particular truck, and then, okay, you can print the bill of lading documents.
Now, okay, you are talking about truckload and LTL kind of concept, right? How does it handle the parcel carriers, like all the labels or what are complaints required, EDIs and all that? Is that supported?
No, that thing actually, once you do the goods issue, those things, okay, the printing documents, you still have to do it from ECC.
Oh, okay.
So once actually we will be doing the goods issue from SAP, so what you can do is that anyway, the delivery document you already have in SAP, so you can just print the document from ECC also.
No, but I mean, I'm trying to see, say for example, if I'm shipping out, a computer, right? It might be going out, say, with a UPS next air, for example, right? Yeah. And UPS needs specific labels and all that is, that's all a part of execution at the warehouse. So, who supports all that printing and complaints thing?
Yeah, so that means, okay, once you do the picking into a particular handling unit, okay, we can do the printing activity in EWM itself.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have, okay, the complete, okay, because whatever the delivery, see, once you create a delivery document in ERP, the whole delivery document itself is available in EWM also. So, and then, okay, from the handling unit, once you do the picking and as well as packing, then you want to put that label on top of the box, right?
Right.
So that actually, once the handling unit got created and once the packing is over, I can print actually the label automatically to the box. So it's more like, okay, work like same thing like your ERP system only.
No, but does the, does all the label printing and what the label should print, everything on the,
I mean, again, you have to set up interface.
Yeah, you have to design it actually because,
the reason, I mean, are you going to use bartender labels or label matrix or any other, what type of label you want, 4x6 or 4x8 or 2x4 or 3x2? These types you have to define in ERP. I mean, I'm giving the example of ERP, not the EWM.
Do they come with the product itself or is that a separate
No, actually the thing is that, okay, the standard forms are like, okay, thousands of forms are already available for different situations. So what actually we can do is that, okay, we can just go ahead and, okay, we can copy the form and then, okay, we can just, okay, copy the form and then, okay, we can design it whatever the way we like it also.
Yeah.
Okay.
See here, I'll tell you one thing, okay. In my handling unit, once I pack it, okay, I have the delivery, okay, from which I have the data. I have the material master data. I have the, okay, all the terms and conditions, okay, what it has to do, where it has to go and everything. So the only thing is that, okay, the template form is already available. And then based on the different conditions, I want to trigger different forms also.
Correct.
So we have a huge number of condition flexibility available here. Suppose like let's take this example that, okay, sometimes, okay, most of the time this form printing is like automated. So that means, okay, once a box is like packed by the automatic machine, the label also will be attached to it automatically. So
Correct. I mean, that is that's all that I understand, the print and apply and all that. But my question is to minimize the execution time. I mean, for the project.
Yeah.
Some of the other products, they basically say that okay, we have 100. We support UPS, FedEx, and USPS label compliance, or we support all these 100 different retailers as a standard compliance, right?
Okay.
So they basically say that all that is part of their product. So does EWM give
because
that
actually with my EWM experience, I can say that okay, it's not available.
Okay.
So, but what you have to do is
not
that
be available
okay,
in EWM.
yeah. So what you can use that okay, you can use that okay, the bartender.
Okay.
Or okay, you can use any of the other form designer. Okay, it's like a simple thing only.
Okay, so it's like I mean, it's basically additional work than what the core
it's
product
always
is.
like it's always like additional work. I think they would have given that thing, but okay, it's not available. I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not available. Yeah, so that's actually thanks.
Srini,
Yeah.
did you work in the bartender software side, the integration with ERP?
No, actually from the bartender, what I can say is that we just drop the flat file and let the bartender pick it up and print it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, probably we have some requirement related to this one, bartender.
So what we do is that okay, you just drop the flat file, and from the bartender, actually the bartender guy actually can design the form, and then okay, from our SAP flat file, it just picks up like okay the basic data and then it prints up, because that's the same way even for the Zebra and everything also.
Yeah.
That means from SAP side we have to create a flat file and send it to bartender or something?
Yeah, so you just put it into the application server, just like one flat file output, like okay HU number and the data, and then bartender read the flat file and then just take it up.
Is it not directly integrated into SAP?
Maybe
Like
there may be a way, but this is the way we did it. Maybe I think there may be other option also, but what you can do is that okay, if the smart forms are already available, better to do it directly in smart form only.
They prefer to design this one in the bartender only, and somehow it has to pick up the data from ERP.
Yeah, because usually I think it's a flat file only. That's what we used to do even from the WM, and also it's a long way.
Flat file, but I don't know whether they use flat file or something else.
Because I know that 100% bartender reads a flat file and then it will print it whatever it likes it.
FTP.
Yeah, it's a simple okay the protocol only. So you just put it in the file and then okay it triggers a file event and then it can be picked up by the bartender.
Okay.
But okay, if the more details are there, I think we can explore on those things. Okay, even we can just check that okay the bartender white papers with SAP that okay how all that it can be integrated. Because most of the times, okay, for any big companies, right, okay, the printing will be like, okay, handled by one team separate, like who controls all the printers. It's like a support infrastructure. They say that no, put the file here and then we'll take care of it.
Yeah, in some cases it is like that, but in some cases, this
we have to design.
Yeah, technical people, they need to design it, somehow they need to integrate to SAP.
Okay.
And yeah, infrastructure is something different.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's more like a standard how you want that file to be formatted, though maybe that differs. So, but
I mean, those specifications comes from the retailers. For instance, JCPenney has a different format, Macy's has a different format, Fifth Avenue has a different format, Bloomingdale's has a different label format. These formats have to be downloaded into our system, and then we have to design as per the specifications of that label.
Yeah, because actually designing the smart form is also not a big problem, but the problem is
we can drag and drop.
Yeah, you can just still go ahead and like you can just simply drag and drop, and then okay you can just print it whatever the way you like it. But the advantage with bartender is that okay it's like more or like okay if you want to put this like okay the what I can say the press labels or okay the
I mean all the data comes from the order header and the line items and material address, everything comes from order header, sales order headers, as well as for the item.
Yeah. So it's actually we have like okay the different ways like okay you can, because anyway EWM does not use SAP script, okay it uses smart forms only. So you can just print it like a flat file or you can just print it in a smart form, because the smart form anyway it's supported by directly by the Zebra also. And most of the people they use a Zebra only, especially in the normal automobile and all these people. So you can just
Yeah.
integrate it whatever the way you like it. But printing is not a big problem in with any SAP software, because anyway printing, like, okay, you can print whatever you like it.
Yeah, this particular client they are using bartender only.
Okay, maybe okay we can just see that, okay, the more options in the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Once I get that requirement, actually, in the next couple of weeks, probably we need to discuss.
Sure, no issues actually. Okay, so now, okay, so we just discussed for the basic features of, okay, the EWM. Okay, now let's see that, okay, the basic things that, okay, what are all the things actually, okay, I need to have it, okay, to connect my ERP system, okay, to SCM EWM system. First thing is that, okay, both of somebody, I think I can keep it mute because my voice is resounding. Okay, so first actually, okay, we had RFC destination between, okay, ECC to SCM actually should be able to establish also. So it's like, okay, same thing, like, okay, whenever if you want to make two SAP systems to communicate to each other, okay, you have to do all these things, okay, like, okay, defining the logical systems, and then, okay, I will send, okay, today night I'll send a detailed document to you that, okay, how to connect SCM system to ECC.
Okay.
So this is, okay, and one more thing actually, in this system, I already made the settings, okay, don't change any of the settings also.
Hey, Srini,
Yeah.
last time you mentioned the document.
Sorry?
Last class you mentioned that you will send the document.
It is available actually in my system. Okay, once this class is done, I will send it immediately to you.
Okay.
Okay, because actually I thought, okay, they are just going to repeat the same thing, so I just want to send it to everybody now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just repeat all these settings again. That, okay. Somebody can you please mute it?
Hey Raja, can you mute yours?
Yeah, mine is new.
Or in the
Please join just now.
team viewer meeting, actually you can just, in the leftmost button there's a green button, you can just go and click it, so that makes you mute. Okay, now it's better. Yeah. So we just, okay, need to assign that, okay, the RFC connection between ECC to SCM, and, okay, even from SCM to ECC, and make sure that, okay, you define the logical systems, and then, okay, assign the clients, okay, to the logical systems. And then, okay, make sure that, okay, the distribution models, okay, you have created it also for the ALE. And these two systems actually, okay, communicate through the protocol used, okay, between SCM and ERP is, okay, they communicate both, okay, using the QRFC. So we have to make that, okay, the QRFC settings also. And please remember that, okay, it is not at all at the warehouse number level, but these are like, okay, the one-time settings only. So in the current system, okay, I already made the connection setup between ECC to SCM, and most of the times it is done by the basis guys, so don't change any of these settings. You just try to use them to see it, whether it is up and running only. Is it clear?
Okay.
Because this, don't change any of these RFC settings or RFC user IDs or passwords, because it will destroy everything also.
Hey Srini, how long do you think you want to continue today?
Maybe another, like, okay, 15 more minutes, is it okay?
Because I'm interested to look at all these, how these are, at least we don't change it, but at least look at how the community.
Exactly. Maybe like, okay, can I spend like, okay, another 25 minutes, is it okay? Or you want to go?
It's okay.
Can we, I can stay, but if others are, they want to continue.
Srini,
Yeah, otherwise, okay, we can discuss tomorrow also in detail actually, each setting, like going by one, because now the connections is up and you can see that, okay, the Hyderabad rice is available in the SCM system, and last week actually we faced a problem that, okay, because the note is not implemented in SCM system, and that note is not actually implemented, so what I did is that I went to a debugger and then, okay, changed the correction of the code, like correcting the code means like through debugger I changed the values and then, okay, executed those things.
oh.
Okay, so, because it's like a, yeah.
Yeah, you can continue till another 15 minutes. Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Srini, that we also want to see.
Okay, so last week actually we faced this problem that okay, the supplying plant was not found when we tried to distribute the material master. So finally I found that okay, this note is missing in the system. So they had to implement this note, but it's being like a demo system. Okay, they could not implement these things. So this is a note actually. Even if you are having a system, if you find the error that okay, no supplying plant found, just okay, try to implement this note like 12637114. Okay, so I'll take you through the settings actually, like okay, the basic settings. Then tomorrow, like okay, the plant storage location settings. Okay, I'll take you through those things. So that okay, the basic system settings I'll take you through now.
Okay, Srini, I hope your document contains each and every setting.
Yeah, everything it contains, like everything. Okay, it contains like a detailed step by step. Okay, the guide. Okay, it's like a one-time setup only.
Okay.
So if you have the document, what I can say is that if you go to any time place, just by following the document, you can do those things.
Okay.
Okay. So you have our email addresses?
I will send it to Sravanti. Maybe she can forward to everybody.
Okay.
So you just send everybody to Sravanti so that okay, I'll forward all these things to Sravanti. So what actually okay now I'm trying to show you is that okay, the basic settings. I'm in the EC system. So in the basic settings in the sale transaction. So first what you have to define is that okay, you have to define a logical system name for your ECC and as well as okay your SCM system. So you can see that okay, our SCM system okay, I'm running in the client okay 890, that's APO CLNT 890, and the ECC system okay which we are running is okay the T90 CLNT 90. MNOPQRST. So you can see that okay, this is the system actually okay, the client 800. So these are the two systems okay, which I want to establish the communication. So don't change any of these systems. So assign the logical system to the client. And anyway, it's a one-time setup and it will be done by the basis guy to you. You will not even have access to change these things. So this is my client 800. This is my ECC system. And then okay, this is the logical system name okay, which I assigned to this thing. And the same thing okay, I just want to do the same thing in SCM also. So if you go to the SCM system, the same transaction. So whatever the setup I'm doing, you have to do the same setup if you want to communicate between ERP2 to BW or ERP2 to CRM or ERP2 to SRM. So logical systems, define logical system. So here you can see that okay, the APO CLNT 890 and as well as okay, our system okay, the T90 CLNT 90 also. Next you have to assign the APO logical system to the client. So this is the client okay 890 where actually I'm running in the EWM system. So APO CLNT 890, you can see this thing okay, this is the system, and what you have to do is that okay, make sure that okay, the connection is up and running also. The RFC destination, the transaction is okay SM59. Okay, because it's locked. Okay, I'll just show you here. So once okay, you define the logical systems. Okay, make sure that okay, the connection is up and running between the two systems. So it's R3 connection.
5 minutes.
So from ECC to, I just want to talk to the SCM client 890. It's nothing but okay, the APO client 890. So don't change these settings again. So what you can do is that just double click on it, just do the connection test and make sure that the connection is up and running between the two systems. Because this actually took some time okay, to set me up all these things. Okay, once this is done, anyway tomorrow okay, I'll just take you through once this RFC connection is done, we define the logical systems. I'll take you through that, okay, how to set up the distribution model on QRFC. But today I'll take you through one of the examples that, okay, I'll just create one of the delivery, or okay, we can create a one purchase order, and then I'll create a one delivery. I'll show you that, okay, how it will be distributed to the EWM also through QRFC.
So that setting is also done, right?
Yeah, everything is done actually. So I just created
These connection settings will be done by basis guys, right?
Yeah, it's done by the basis guys.
Okay.
So don't worry about that part, because but we don't have any basis guys, so I only did these things all the
Okay.
Okay. So we have that, okay, the Hyderabad wise on the PO quantity of 1000. So what actually in my, I'll talk about, okay, these things, okay, ROD, so the receive on dock. Okay, so I'm just creating my purchase order. So I'll talk about this plant, storage location, warehouse number settings, and all the other QRFC settings, what all we did it. So you can try it, okay, for your own plant and storage location. Okay, so I just created my purchase order. So I just want to create an inbound delivery. So VL31N. I hope, okay, most of you know these transactions. I no need to tell that, okay, the menu path and all those things. Okay, so test underscore, okay, it's 320. So I want to use my PO again and again, so I don't put the full quantity. So I'll just put the quantity as, okay, so 5. Now if I save the delivery, what actually it has to do is that, okay, it is a plant and storage location combination is pointing to a warehouse that is executed using EWM. So as soon as if I save this delivery, it has to be saved in ECC, but it has to be distributed to EWM. So no further I cannot do any changes in ECC.
Srini,
Yeah.
you can do it, but it won't reflect, right?
No, it will reflect immediately now.
No, if you modify something after,
It will send another delivery.
No, come again. I did not get your.
no, after you,
Can somebody please mute it? Yeah, you please go ahead.
yeah, after you transfer data to EWM,
Yeah.
still you can modify, but it won't reflect back.
No, there is a way, okay, that is called as extended delivery processing.
Okay.
So that way we can do it. Actually, there is a transaction, okay, for extended delivery processing. What we can do is that we can assign a special profile, and then, okay, only for specific users only we want to assign this role only. So what it will do is that, okay, see, initially it will go and, okay, do the replica. That means as it is, it will do it, and then next time what it will do is that SCWM inbound replace it will do.
Okay.
So that's okay. That is a very little functionality, but okay, we never encourage the warehouse workers to go and do that thing. Okay, see
But
here. Yeah.
Srini, in VL60 we can change the quantity, which was not possible in VL33 or VL32.
Yeah, that's what the extended delivery processing only is possible. So what we have to do is that we have to create extended delivery processing profile, and only those that particular user only can go and edit that thing.
Okay.
See, what actually ideally we say is that, okay, it has to be, if you want to edit, right, the delivery, it has to be edited only in EWM only. Because that is the execution system. This is only the driver system only.
So you want to say there we will go for exception handling and do the
there
changes.
actually you can go and do the process. There is an option, okay, available for us, the process code. So where you can go and, okay, reject the delivery, or you can go and adjust the quantities. All those things you can do.
So that information will get passed back to ECC.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So I created my, okay, the delivery. You can see that, okay, it was saved and as well as, okay, that distributed to the WMS also. VL33N. Yeah.
Srini, I have one question here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
When you tasted first time, did you face the problem for 101 movement?
Yes, I faced the problem also.
Okay.
Okay, so I faced that problem, okay, because, okay, I checked that, okay, because I was not aware of these settings in this system. So what
Right.
actually, it's because, okay, for that account assignment, the WM specific movement type was assigned like 999.
Right.
And 999 movement type means it's like, okay, the not WM specific. So my EWM is going to error that, okay, it's not at all relevant for WM, so I don't want to execute anything.
Right. No,
So
but did you? Yes. On the first day when we did, I made all the setting. It was
Okay.
still distribution. I was
Yeah.
facing that 101 movement.
Yeah.
What I did, I copied from the WM 101, pasted in my WM, and it has gone through.
Yeah. So what actually I did this thing is that, okay, if you go to the WM and then IM interfaces, okay, there actually
Right.
they specify the WM specific movement types.
Right. The same thing
I
you did
not,
also.
okay, I did not. Yeah, because, okay, in this system also I faced the same error, okay, for the same documents.
Okay.
And then, okay, went
That-
and, okay, corrected that thing because, okay, this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
what
system
I
also
was.
completely new to us because we configured everything from scratch, this EHOID.
Right.
Okay, so now this quantity actually, okay, got distributed. So for the time being, okay, to understand you that what is QRFC, what I did is that, okay, I just, okay, in the parameters, okay, I just, okay, set up this parameter. Please note down this parameter. If you want to, okay, suppose tomorrow if your technical guy asks that, okay, yes, I distributed this delivery, but I want to stop it and then I want to debug it in the EWM, or if you want to stop any of the QRFCs, okay, this is the parameter. You have to set it in X in ECC if you want to stop the Q in EWM. SPE/IF_debug QRFC. Set this thing to X. This makes the queue go and, okay, stop it in EWM.
One second, make a note of it.
So now, yeah, you can just note down this parameter name. It is /SPE/IF_debug QRFC.
Srini, can you copy
I'll
paste
send
in
you
the
this
chat
thing.
mode?
Okay, I'll just, okay, anyway, copy this thing and then, okay, put it in the chart. Anyway, I'll send these things in the email.
Okay.
Okay, so that, okay, you will be knowing that, okay, the tips and tricks in QRFC also. So please remember, okay, if some of you may be functional, actually, if you don't know the transaction for the queue processing, SMQ1 for the outbound queues and SMQ2 for the inbound queues. Very simple transactions. You can see that, okay, this is our delivery.
Srini, I have one question.
Yeah.
The parameter that you showed, what it will do, it will stop the delivery from
Yeah.
going to the...
No. It will go to the EWM. You can see that, okay, but the queue is not get executed immediately. It will make the queue to stop here.
Okay.
See, I'm in the SEM system. Because of this setting, what it made is that, okay, the queue did not get processed immediately.
Okay.
So what the technical guy can do is that, okay, he can go, if you want, actually, he can go and debug this thing.
Okay.
Okay, so now,
Srini, can you tell me what is the exact significance of debugging here now?
okay, suppose let's take this example that, okay, tomorrow, okay, from ECC to EWM, you want to send some other additional G fields with the delivery document.
Okay.
So
Right.
those fields actually are not coming properly, or, okay, that particular, based on the logic, okay, you want to modify some of the data also.
Okay,
So
I got it.
there actually, okay, so this is the function module. See, now one more advantage of this debugging is that tomorrow you want to integrate not only the SAP system, you want to integrate a non-SAP system to EWM also. See, your company may have SAP, non-SAP, and
Yes.
one EWM system only.
Yes.
So at the end, okay, you should know that, okay, what all the data is coming into EWM, right?
Yeah.
So you need to ask those guys, okay, to call this function module, or when the IDOC comes in, right, you just ask them, okay, to call this function module.
And add that field to create the delivery.
Exactly. So now, if I just execute this thing, 800, okay, 114.
Srini, anything you faced problem in here after creating a delivery?
Yes, actually, okay, initially, okay, I faced the problems like, okay, the warehouse not relevant and okay, because the warehouse is not fully set up for me, so I just need to now set it up. Anyway, tomorrow when the class is going on, I'll show you now how the delivery got replicated, but I cannot do any of those things. It will be in the error status.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the queue got processed. So I will take you through the transactions and as well as the menu path also. So delivery processing, inbound delivery. Okay, so maintain the inbound delivery is the place. Okay, so our warehouse is okay, the EHYD. So there are various options. Okay, you can search it based on the ASN or based on the ERP document or based on the purchase order or based on the production order. So if I just execute this thing, my last document, okay, it should be available here, but it will be in error.
You put the test.
So yeah, this is the one. Okay, the test underscore Srini 20. So this is the one actually, okay, which it got created, but it got error out because I had not finished the basic setup for the warehouse, like okay, the different process type determination and what is the GR movement and what is the GR bin. So that particular setup is not done. So that's why actually it came here, but it got failed here. But from ECC side, actually we created it. It came to EWM and then okay, it got sat here. Is it clear now?
Yeah, Srini, but for this, whatever errors did you got, will you replicate once again, or do you want to exclude now?
No, what you can do is that okay, you can just okay correct those errors, and then okay,
No.
just okay.
No. What I'm saying, before this, for creation of this, you might have got some 6 errors. Like
yes, exactly.
It was first, you got WM was not set up. Then you set up the WM. Then there was a no delivery document. You set up the delivery document.
Yes.
There was a no number range. So
yeah,
can able you to show once again, because we want to see that.
Exactly. So what I will do is that tomorrow I will okay take you through the basic setup, like okay, from the defining number ranges, defining how to link the document types, everything, how to activate the BC sets, because most of the times in EWM, okay, we never actually go and do all the basic configuration like step by step. There are like okay, the very important 20 set of BC sets. You just simply go and activate those BC sets, and that will make the life very easy for you.
Oh, is it? That's great.
Okay, so if you don't know, if you guys don't know the BC sets, the transaction code for BC sets is like okay, SCPR20, and then okay, there actually you can select like okay, the different scenarios of EWM. You can select okay, the all the BC sets starts with SCWM for the EWM side. I'll tell you all this, okay, the BC sets and all those things. So like thousands of okay, the BC sets are available. Like if you want to enable the VAS process, just okay, enable these things. If you want to enable the kit to stock, okay, like all these things. So that will make the most of the configuration to you. And if you want to enable the inbound delivery process, just go here and just activate the BC set. But it's like one-time settings only.
Srini?
Yeah.
So this BC set is called as best practice?
Sorry, come again?
These BC sets are called as...
No, BC sets means like, okay, suppose instead of you are going through SPRO and doing all the things, what SAP did is that like, okay, whatever the most common configuration that you are going to do, they put it under already like a ready-made package. Based on the scenario, whatever is required for the customer, you can just go and activate it.
Okay.
So BC sets are best practices, right?
It's like, okay, SAP delivered best practices, they put it as a BC sets and then they deliver it.
Oh yeah, but...
still we can change it, right, if you want?
Exactly. You can go and okay, still you can go to the SPRO and then you can override them also.
Okay, right.
And one more thing is that okay, SAP delivered a pre-delivered warehouse as 001, and what actually people do is that even if you go to any client place in the starting of the project, we go and okay, copy the configuration of the warehouse 001, and then okay, we go and okay, change those things, everything.
Okay.
So that way, like 80% of the work you can reduce a lot actually.
You're right, Srini, but in this case, actually, it is different than the WM.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. The WM was really practical, means really possible in this area.
Yeah.
But if you see in EWM, then every process is changing according to the the real-time physical warehouse.
Exactly. That's
so that BC sets and that copying may not be very relevant, and we'll go into the some other way.
Yep. So what actually, if you remember our initial class, that okay, we'll be actually getting the goods into the GR area and then okay, going through some of the process oriented and then finally put away. So we'll create our own storage types tomorrow, because anyway we remember okay, we created only the warehouse number only, and then I assign my warehouse number to supply chain unit for the basic data to get distributed on the number ranges.
So number ranges also come from the ECC, right?
No, the number ranges okay, it will be local to the EWM only.
That's what means
Only,
distributed mean. Distributed means where?
No, once it got distributed to EWM from ERP, EWM will get its own number range.
Okay.
So that's what if you look at okay, that number ranges. But what we have option is that okay, the other number range you can search based on the ERP document number. So ERP document just acts only as replicator only, nothing else actually. Yeah.
You created the delivery number, right?
Yeah.
So in a ECC and you transferred to EWM.
Yeah.
So what is the number it created here? Like it starts from 1 or it is some kind of...
Yeah, it actually, it starts from, okay, so the current number is 104 in my warehouse.
But how will we easily like link this to different numbers? So like we have starting with the 1 and in the EWM we have something else?
Yeah, because see, in the reference document still you have the ECC number only.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you have that.
And also, Anand, actually they will do from the ASN number.
Exactly.
ASN number is the most frequent reference number.
Yeah, you can see here that okay, the ASN number which I use is test_Srini20. So based on this number, actually, okay, you can always okay go and okay link all these things.
Okay, good. Right.
Okay, so these are the options okay which we have it. So today I will okay maybe okay once I finish my dinner okay I'll send you that okay those documents to Sravanti, so she will forward to all of you.
Okay.
Srini,
yeah.
I have one thing. Actually, whatever you may be doing the test or testing or pre-configuration, if you got single error also, you just please take it.
Yeah, even actually what I will do is that okay in the document okay I will send you that what are all the errors I faced it and how to correct those things also.
That's the problem.
Because okay I know that that's the reason that okay you will be facing this error like okay the no supplying plant found in some of the systems if you are practicing based on the some of the SCM 7.0. If you face the same error, I was telling you right okay the note number okay also I got it like 1263714. This is one of the note that has to be applied. And if you face that error like okay the movement types, if you are already WM guy I think you should be knowing those things. Just like adjust the movement types okay so that okay it has to pick the right movement type 101.
Right.
And apart from that okay then I think these are the two errors, and then some of the errors also I'll just send it actually what all the errors I remember.
Okay. And what I want to say?
I'll send that all the QRFC settings and all those things. Tomorrow we'll go through that okay all the settings, but don't change any of those things again.
Absolutely not.
Because if you change any of these things, okay, my data will not be distributed properly. It's now happily working actually.
Srini, one last question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
If we need to, send the Z fields or some text fields from the delivery document to the EWM, what do we need to do in this case?
No, actually, your voice actually got broken, so I could not hear your question properly.
Okay. If we need to send the Z fields from the delivery or some text fields that we have created in the delivery, we need to send it to the EWM system. So how to do that?
Okay, one thing I'll tell you. First of all the standard fields and the text fields anyway it will go to EWM.
Okay.
Okay, so even actually okay if you go and okay look at here okay if you maintain okay some of the text and then okay we can map it whatever the text okay we like it here. Okay, so that all the text actually will be available here. And then okay if you want to actually okay have the G fields okay what we have is that okay there is something called as okay the easy enhancement workbench in SCM.
Okay.
Okay, so by just okay enhancing these particular fields okay deliveries can be extended with all the custom fields. Okay, can you see here now? There are extend like all the different views, like if you want to extend the partner data, if you want to extend the item data, like if you want to extend the item data, you just need to extend this particular field. You can see this name.
Okay.
Just go here.
See
and
name?
then can you see here now? There is an include field available here.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
So in this case, the data fields should be the same in both systems?
No need actually. Suppose see here, these G fields, there are two ways. One thing is that I can extend the document in ECC and then I can send it back, I can send it here. Other thing is that, I can calculate these fields in EWM and then I can fill it also.
So that means in the user exits or baddies, we need to implement this logic?
Yes, exactly. So if you go to the baddie, so we have the baddie available in the inbound delivery creation. So there actually you just you can fill those things. So if you just go to the baddies, so in the GR process, the delivery processing, you just go to the delivery processing, inbound delivery processing. So you just use this particular baddie, so that when you are creating that inbound delivery, actually you go and update all this. You can fill that particular data so that you can go and create those fields. Anyway, we'll go through that all these baddies. Once we have almost 40 to 50 baddies available, we can discuss it where and which we can. And one more feature I forgot to discuss is that EWM even supports the catch weight also.
Okay.
So what is a catch weight? And where and all we can use it? What is the purpose of catch weight? I got actually the 10 kg of cheese, but when I try to pick the cheese, it's only 9.4 kilos.
Actual weight at delivery.
Is it clear now?
Actual weight at delivery.
Exactly. So so even it supports the catch weight also, and then you can go and correct the stock inconsistencies.
It also has a BI, right?
Sorry?
It also has a BI inbuilt BI there, right?
Yeah, that's what actually. It's like a very 80% of the BA is inbuilt, so that you can get whatever the reports you like it. But if you want a detailed kind of thing, you have to go for the BW only for the detailed reporting.
Okay.
So, but the existing BW should be enough. The content, if you can look at the content which is delivered already as part of EWM, so if you look at the content which is pre-delivered, it should be good actually. That's what I can say. I think the BW instance is not configured in this client, but if you can look at the content, I know that it should be enough. That's what I can say.
And I hope we will be covering the warehouse cockpit and all the reporting.
Yeah, that's what. So we have that excellent. The monitor available. So sorry. So for each warehouse, we can see that you can configure the different views so that based on the different users, you can see the complete load here, like what all outbound, inbound. So excellent. And these views actually you can configure it based on the users, and this is more like a Tableau kind of display, but you can configure the easy graphics framework also. Yeah, it's a easy graphics. It's not yet implemented. We'll implement it and we'll see. So we'll stop here for the day. Tomorrow we'll discuss the basic configuration, the distribution model, and we'll create some of the storage types, and then we'll bring the goods into the warehouse, and then we'll finish the goods receipt in EWM, and we'll create the goods receipt in ECC.
Srini?
Yeah.
Have you shown how to set up the plant, storage, locations, all those things?
No. Tomorrow I'll again show those things again.
Okay, I got
I think some of you missed those things, so I can just show them quickly, and then okay, we can start from the creating the things in EWM. Okay, it's a very simple thing to learn, but the important thing is that okay, the more I can say that okay, we can think from the process side, and we can see that how to develop them without using custom code actually. How to achieve the same thing without doing any custom development. So that way it's very flexible module, I can say. Like, a lot of flexibility is available in the module.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow then.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Good night.
So I'll send you some questions. Yeah, please go ahead.
Correct. Thank you. Correct.
Same time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, same time only.
Okay. Srini, can you send this document today only?
Yeah, I'll send it to maybe in another like 1 hour. Once I finish my dinner, I'll do it.
Okay. And Srini, today you have written good things in Notepad.
Okay.
Can you send that
So
also?
sure, I'll do a good thing. Okay.
Srini,
This is Rudra.
Yeah, Rudra, hi.
Good. Actually, this is my first class.
Okay.
I wanted to know, when this training was started, how many classes did I miss?
It just started like, okay, I can say that like 2 days back, the same thing like whatever we discussed, like the features of EWM, and we discussed like, okay, how to set up this RFC connection, because last class we have a problem in the connection setup. So what I did is that over the weekend I started and then, okay, did the connection setup and everything, and then, okay, able to distribute it. Because, okay, when the guys actually set up the system, they just give the system, but the connections and all those things are not proper.
Okay, good.
So this is like, okay, yeah, tomorrow what we will do is that we'll start from the plant storage location. I'll show you that, okay, what all we defined it, and you can define your own plant storage location, and okay, we'll see that, okay, how we can manage this plant storage location combination in a EWM system.
Question 3.
Yeah.
Can we go and create our plant storage location and warehouse, define it in ECC?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we'll keep it ready so that all
Yeah,
that.
it's already defined. That's what actually the HYD plant is
No,
defined.
you have defined
Hyderabad
that.
Plant.
You have defined that, right? And can we copy
What you
that
can
and
do
create
is
our
that,
own?
okay, maybe what you can do is that, okay, you just define your own plant and storage location. I'll take you through all the settings that what all needs to be done. Then create your own material master.
Sure.
And once you define your own warehouse, okay, just make sure that the warehouse WM movement types are also defined properly. So once that is done, okay, that's all you need to do from the ERP side.
Sure.
Srini, we want to copy all movement types?
It's not required actually, because the only thing is that, okay, later actually when you do the scrapping and those things, okay, so like I think it's like, I don't remember, I think 531 I think so. So there are some things, okay, when we face the error, okay, we'll just fix those things.
Okay. Now and then we'll copy the movement types.
Exactly, because okay, for the time being, okay, I just use a GR side only. So later actually when we face those error side, we'll just go and fix those movement type errors.
So, because I know that 2 movement are needed.
Yeah.
101 and 601.
Exactly.
Srini,
yeah.
I have a quick question. I'm a functional consultant, but the way you are explaining it seems to be a lot of technical, but it is...
No, these things, okay, that's what I'm telling you. I just, okay, shown these things so that it's like one-time settings only. And you don't worry about these things, okay, it will be done by the basis guys, okay?
Okay, got it.
Okay. No, these things are shown because if you want to practice at home, you have to do yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Sundar, you cannot run through without this.
Exactly.
Okay.
There is no way other than this now.
Okay.
I think this
Srini, can you show the ECC logistic execution node?
Yes, it's in
and now it is EWM now.
No, it's in ECC. I'm in ECC.
Logistic, no, you are in SQL.
Yeah, no, I'm in ECC.
Actually, my screen has not updated.
So,
I hope
So
in the logistic division, EWM is there?
we'll be doing okay. No, it's not there.
Okay, EPH4.
Okay, it's available only for the EHP4 only. That's what I'm telling.
Yeah, exactly. But I have now this has EPH4.
No. I don't think
Okay,
so.
okay,
It's
okay.
still EHP3 only.
No problem.
That's fine. Okay,
That's
the
fine.
menu paths, okay, it's not a problem for.
Right.
No, it's EHP3.
Oh, EHP3. Okay.
Yeah, it's EHP3.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll meet at the same time tomorrow, and we'll finish the simple warehouse. And okay, we'll just.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for joining. Yeah.
Thanks, Srini.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.